Outfit, and I'm here today to present you with my radio drama pitch. The title of my radio drama is The House. My blurb is dark and mysterious love story between Tate and Violet. I believe my blurb identifies the genre of my drama and also hints about the storyline without giving away too much detail. I chose this opening song to create the dark atmosphere to help show the genre of my radio drama. Statement of intent. I am the right person to do this radio drama because I have done previous recordings for Vibe Productions and I've also made other productions as well as music videos and 5-minute dramas. I believe I have the right skill to make a radio drama due to past experience as I have made a 5-minute dramas and I've planned them exactly the same way as I've had to do for this. I also think I'm the best person for this production as I'm a teenager and the drama is about two teenagers who are in love and I believe I've experienced this teenage love. Also, this drama is based on a popular TV series called American Horror Stories, which I watch, and so I also know a lot about the series and the episodes. I decided to make my drama a series because it extends the storyline, making my chosen target audience more interested to find out what happens next, as well as encouraging them to watch the next episode. I believe I base my drama deep into the first season because my drama starts off with the audience already knowing the characters and what has happened so far in the previous episodes. This is because each episode is a new problem occurs and the same problem is still happening throughout all episodes, meaning you find out more about the characters in season 1. The structure of my drama is non-linear because it contains a flashback in time. My drama is fiction as it's based on the supernatural beings of ghosts. I'll also be using first person and narrating throughout. About the house. The genre is horror and mystery. It will be aired next week as each episode is released once a week. The main thing you need to know about my drama is if you die in the house, your spirit is trapped there and you're unable to leave the house. The location is based in Violet's house in her hallway and bedroom. Her house is located in Los Angeles. I'll be using different sound effects to make the audience know location, but I'll be speaking about that in more detail when I get to that section. The plot of the house is about two teenagers named Tate and Violet. My drama will start off with one of the main characters called Tate introducing himself and telling the audience about how much he loves Violet and is afraid of how to tell her when she finds out. However, throughout Tate narrating about himself, he'll never reveal what he's so afraid of Violet to find out. The scene then changes to present day of Violet running around accusing Tate of drugging her because she cannot leave her house. She wants to know what is going on and at this point Violet is terrified of what is happening. Tate is worried how she's going to react when he tells her. Tate takes Violet to her bedroom and tells her what is going on. The scene then changes to Violet and Tate in Violet's bedroom. Tate then tells Violet to sit down so he can tell her what has happened. He keeps repeating over and over again, "I'm so sorry, Violet, I didn't want you to find out like this. Everything will be okay, I promise." Violet at this point is still freaking out and doesn't know whether to be afraid of Tate or not. Tate at this point is scared that Violet will no longer love him. This is when the flashback happens. I'll be using a sound effect to create the flashback. Tate is narrating the whole of the flashback. In the flashback we discover that Violet died from overdosing on pills she has been dead for some time and hasn't realised. Tate explains to Violet how he tried to save her by putting her in a bath to warm her up and how she threw some pills up but not enough to survive. He tells her how she was so sad and died crying. He keeps repeating over and over again, "Don't die on me, Violet, why would you do this?" Tate's sad and angry words about Violet killing herself helps create a sad atmosphere for the listeners to connect to the Violet has been dead for a couple episodes. The scene will change back to present day of Violet and Tate in Violet's bedroom with Violet not sure whether to believe Tate and what he has told her. The end scene is back to Tate narrating how he hopes that Violet will never find out how he died and overanalyzes the situation of just repeating himself over and over again in a creepy way. Violet is one of the main characters. She's a 17-year-old girl with long blondie brown hair with brown eyes. She is small in height and of a petite size. She is very pale and has dark bags under her eyes. She isn't a stereotypical girl because she's not popular. She dresses in a grunge style and with dark clothing, wearing baggy cardigans and long skirts and dresses. She has recently moved into her house into a new house with her mother and father, who are working on their marriage after Violet's father cheated on her mother. Violet has been affected by this a lot, as it hinders her depression a lot more to see her family falling apart. She is depressed for many reasons, such as she doesn't fit in with groups at school. She is always the outcast because of her father. Because of this, her father moves her from school to school. Due to Violet's depression, she self-harms, which indicates she is suicidal. However, Violet kills herself in a previous episode from overdosing on a bottle of pills, but doesn't know she is dead and is going about doing daily tasks because her spirit is trapped in the house and won't allow her to leave. Violet has a slight attitude problem and doesn't care what people think of her. She meets her next door neighbour Tate, who she begins to bond with so well because they are very similar. Tate is the second main character in my drama. He is also 17 years old. He has short blonde messy hair. He is tall and skinny with a pale complexion like Violet. He has a shady personality and comes across as angry when people mess up his plans or try to separate him and Violet. Tate is in love with Violet and doesn't want anyone else to have her. He is very possessive. However, we know from a previous episode that Tate is dead and that his spirit is trapped in the house. However, no one yet realises that Tate is dead because he is dead. Tate has been dead for about 10 years. Tate first meets Violet round Violet's house because Tate is seeing Violet's dad because he's a therapist and is trying to help him. Tate has a dark past. We find out that he's a mass murderer because he himself was depressed. We know that Tate shot 6 school pupils with a shotgun and burnt his mother's boyfriend alive while on cocaine. Tate is depressed because he can't live up to his mother's standards and and wants him to be the perfect son, but he never was. This affects Tate's life as he felt that he was never good enough for anyone until he met Violet. He tries his best to please her, but ends up hurting her from trying too hard. From all this, that we know that Tate is a psychopath from his previous actions. I'll be using different sounds throughout my radio drama to create atmosphere and location of where the characters are. Here are a few examples I will be using. I will be speeding this sound up to sound like their footsteps running to show that Violet is trying to leave her house, but she can't. But she keeps ending up in her house by running through the front door and coming back through the back door. I also need to add footsteps of people walking upstairs, which I might use the same sound effect but overlay it so it sounds like 2 people walking up the stairs. I'll also be using a sound effect of crying from when the scene of Violet, from when Tate is telling Violet she is dead. I still need to find a woman sound effect of crying. I'm also using bath water running. I'm using bath water running to show this for the flashback that I identified that Tate was trying to save Violet by filling up a bath to keep her warm. I still need to add more sound effects. To identify a flashback this has happened, and also need a sound effect of throwing up effect for Violet throwing up the pills. I've also chosen a sad song to be played in the background of my drama during the flashback to create a tension and atmosphere that Violet is dead. My target audience, I have based my radio drama on a popular American TV series, American Horror Story. So my target audience is based on people who watch this TV series, as well as people who watch other supernatural TV series such as The Walking Dead and Vampire Diaries, because they will enjoy the dark horror that my radio drama is. I have aimed my radio drama for both male and female from the ages 16 to 30, because younger viewers may not find it appropriate as it could give them nightmares. I chose Radio 1 after 9 p.m. because the younger generation should be in bed, and 9 p.m. is also when adult programs come on. because they aren't suitable for children under 16. I chose BBC Radio 1 to air my radio drama because Radio 1 is known to play music and dramas for this age group, as other radio channels such as BBC Radio 3 is known to play dramas such as The Archers, which is aimed from the older generation about 40 onwards. The cost of my drama, I had to work out the price of how much it would cost to hire out a recording studio for an hour. Because I'm using a professional recording studio, I will not need to hire out any recording equipment. I also needed to find out the price of hiring voice actors and the cost of sound effects. Cost of hiring a recording studio for an hour was £20,000. Voice actors range from £200 to £250 per hour per person, so I need 2 voice actors for an hour, so the total cost of my actors will be £500. The cost of sound effects vary depending on what website I use, as prices can vary between £1 to £50. To make my drama better, I'll be using the best sound, so the cost of my sound effects should be about £300. However, I'll be making my own sounds, which will lower the costs. In total, my production is £20,800. Thank you for your time. Any questions?
Okay. Do you have any idea of who is going to play your characters? So what
Yes,
actors you're going to choose?
I do. I'm choosing Hamish Campbell to play Tate, and I'm also choosing Aisha Turner to play Violet, because they're both teenagers and I trust them to do the task because they've done previous work for me before.
Okay. So again, with the opening 30 seconds, how are you going to set the scene and with the use of sound and oral signposting?
Well, with the soundtrack I played at first, it's going to be the opening sound. It's going to be playing under Tate narrating about himself, and then it's going to stop, and then it's going to be a sound effect of Violet running around her house, trying to find her way out of her, shouting, "I can't, what have you done to me, what have you done to me?" And then the drama's going to start.
Okay. How will you keep your listener interested in your radio drama?
Well, my dramas will only be about 20 minutes long, and I hope, so they're quite full of action each episode, so hopefully they'll keep them interested, so they're not too long.
And is yours, like, when you're thinking about the format, did you say it was a standalone one or is it part of the series?
It's part of a series.
How many episodes would you look to have in the series?
About 15 in a series, so I'm hoping to do a couple of seasons.
Okay, that's great.